The big mistake most coaches make when they're looking to rise in this new era of business, in this new online landscape, is that they're looking for another strategy. They're looking for the fresh, new, exciting strategy that's proven to work, isn't going to take a lot of time, effort, or money, or most importantly, energy, yet it's going to make a difference straight away. The problem is a strategy isn't a shortcut anymore. You used to be able to follow the proven strategies, follow the principles of persuasion and marketing and online lead generation and conversion, and consistently make sales, consistently grow an amazing business that you could run from anywhere, that you could scale up and live a pretty great 7-figure revenue lifestyle. Well, or so it seems. But then slowly, people who were making that kind of revenue would suddenly start shifting what they were doing because it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't enough to just sign clients anymore. It wasn't enough to just scale. It wasn't enough to keep selling courses and courses and having this big market out there. Why? Because the market is looking for more than just shortcuts. Because the market isn't looking for that traditional authority anymore, where they're like, you're up here, I'm down here, and I just want to learn all the things and I'm going to implement them and create these amazing results and then I'm yours forever. Right? The market doesn't work like that anymore because the explosion of information is out there now. That information is so much more accessible. So the only thing we really have is us. It's our energy, our uniqueness, our differentiation. But here's the thing that gets missed in trying to grow your personal brand and attract more clients online and create a sustainable business that doesn't burn you out. Your natural authority isn't found outside of you. It's not to be learned in an online course. It's not to be imitated from following someone that you admire or you're inspired by. It's actually by unlocking your own inner energetic success advantage. It's your uniqueness, it's your differentiation, it's who you're already wired to be the day you were born. And that information is all there waiting to be unlocked. That energy is all within you now, ready to get activated, ready for you to understand, unlock, and embrace for more consistent profits, for a lucrative business that's going to light you up. It doesn't require you burning everything to the ground, because the reason you've already created success is because of some of these innate success advantage. But what's happened is a lot of that has got drowned out through imitation and thinking that you need to be different to succeed. The second element is expectation, your own or somebody else's, taking you off track from your natural brilliance, stopping you from that innate boldness that you need right now to get seen, heard, and highly paid online. And the third thing, and this one is huge, is self-sabotage. And that self-sabotage is like a tumbleweed rolling around in a high wind. It's collecting more and more. Most of it feels like it's creating momentum, but it's actually got no value and it doesn't create any results. So when we have the toxic triad holding us back from our highest potential, holding us back from the profit we know we should be generating in our business based on our experience, based on our previous success, where we have been able to make things work, but now the market has shifted and it requires something else of us. And that is not another strategy, it is an absolute shift. It's not gaining more expertise. It's not hustling harder or working any harder than you are now. It's not employing a team of branding consultants to do it for you either. No, this is about going within and decoding your unique energetic success advantage. What do I mean by that? Each of us is born with a blueprint for our own energetic success. And the best way to decode that I know, so that you can start embracing it to create natural authority, to create huge affinity with your audience, and to create ultimate peace of mind that allows you to reach your highest potential in business and beyond, is the human design system. Now, whether or not you know the human design system or not, what you're likely not doing is harnessing it to understand and activate your profit potential, right? It's understanding how you're wired to create lasting prosperity. That means not just cash windfalls here and there from marketing launches or clever branding or using the principles of persuasion to get people to say yes to you, but then get very disenchanted. It's understanding how all of that can work together, how you can find your blind spots, how you can understand where you're not trusting yourself and why, and turn that around so that you can start stepping into a new era of self-trust that then drives the kind of attraction online, the kind of presence online that you're seeing other coaches, consultants, creatives, and thought leaders doing, but you can't quite bridge the gap about what that is. And this is what keeps us stuck. So if you want to get out of being stuck, if you want to activate more consistent cash flow, more creativity, and more confidence in this new era of business, then you're going to need to uncover your human design and your unique profit potential that lays within, so that you can understand, embrace, and activate your energetic success advantage. I like to call that your solution. It doesn't come from outside. You can use my unique approach to activate that, and it has 3 distinct areas of transformation that you can embody, and you can do this relatively quickly. Of course, it is an ongoing work for us to contemplate who we are, where our shadows are, where our strengths are, and how we pull it all together to really create the affinity, to really step into the highest frequency of who we are, of our being, of our potential, and most importantly, our purpose. So you used to be able to shortcut authority online using the principles and power of persuasion and marketing strategies that allowed you to take your audience from cold to sold in a relatively small number of steps. And there's nothing wrong with that if the value is there, that if you've been able to scale and sustain that scale, and that you still feel totally lit up by your business and the work that you're here to do in the world. If that's you, then I congratulate you. That is amazing. But what I'm hearing from most coaches and consultants is that that is not the case. There's been a tidal wave shift when it comes to generating and activating and monetizing your authority, your expertise, and your transformation online. And unless you step in and create a change right now, you're going to get left behind, you're going to get overlooked, and you're going to find business a lot harder, and the things that you're trying to make happen that used to work really well are just not going to work the same. And by just throwing more money at the problem or trying to get more resources or a new strategy is not going to solve the problem either, because the solution needs to come from within. And the good news is it's been there all along. Your missing link in creating this next level of success in your business and your life is already there waiting for you. You just need the system that's going to show you the way, that's going to support you, that's going to illuminate the path within to get to your next level of business, right? So it's not a strategy, it's a shift. And I'm going to step you through 3 of those big shifts now. The first is to activate your profit potential. This is laid out within your human design, but maybe not the way that you've seen it in other trainings. It's not just about your human design type or your human design profile. It's about more than that. And all of us have so many differences within that we need to understand, embrace, and activate for our own unique success path, for us to reach our highest potential without getting off track, without the constant self-sabotage, and without always looking outside of ourselves for the strategy. Now, you could also be navel-gazing and creating mindset work, but that's not going to help you if you don't understand how you're uniquely wired to succeed. You're just going to keep sabotaging yourself again and again. And I get it. I've invested in programs, in masterminds. I've sat there and seen other people just like rocket to the top, and I'm sitting there going, what is wrong with me? I understand all this logically. I'm sitting there, I have a great strategic brain. I'm motivated and I'm a nice person. Can't this work? I know stuff, right? And it can to a certain level, but you're gonna find yourself bumping into these blocks again and again unless you get to the heart of your energetic success advantage. And human design is your blueprint for this energetic success advantage. The problem with human design, and maybe what you've already seen or learned or embraced, is that it's really hard to translate and synthesize into business success and profits, right? Great, I could just live out my purpose, but now that I see that, the light bulbs go off and I immediately acknowledge that this is me, but how do I then make that work in business? And particularly if I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, a creative, a freelancer, a service professional, you're a woman who has been around for some time, right? You don't have to have had your own business for a huge amount of time, but you understand what success looks and feels like. The problem is making it last in a way that you have true peace of mind, that you are able to do the work that you are designed to do, that lights you up but doesn't burn you out, and you're able to create lasting profits for yourself and lasting success, transformation, and value for the people that you serve. You have clarity and confidence in what you're here to offer and how you're designed to win without all the over-efforting. So your energetic success advantage is wrapped up in your human design success codes for business. These are the success codes that I have mapped out from my work in studying and applying and experimenting with my own human design and utilizing it in the work that I do with my clients. I have been an online business coach since 2010, since I jumped out of corporate, and I have seen a lot of things in that time. I've seen the market go from something that was kind of fringe and very different, and there was a real lack of awareness. It was that real early adopter phase back then, but definitely around that time it was starting to gather a lot more momentum, but it was still kind of fringe. Then, since that time, there's been just these key shifts that have seen it just grow and grow. And part of that is because the industry has done that to itself, because the industry was designed to create information, expertise, and share it on a broader scale. So as a lot of those concepts and those easier win concepts, particularly, hey, you can have a business like this, or hey, you could be a coach, or hey, you could learn my method and do this too and make millions of dollars, that has grown the awareness of what's possible from your own expertise, from your own strengths and your own talents. The problem is that a lot of that has been created through imitation or other people's methods that don't necessarily work for you. They might for a time, but they don't over the long haul, and they especially don't in a more saturated market, in a market that isn't as trusting as it used to be, and a market that needs more than ever before in order to buy from you. And it's great if we're sharing our message and showing up and creating all this value, but it's not so great if we're not getting paid. And it's definitely not great if we've reached a plateau and we're burning out and we're starting to hate our business. So why is so much burnout in business happening right now? Well, the first reason is there's a lot of market saturation. That awareness that was the new frontier of online business has disappeared, and it's been replaced by a lot of information, a lot of competition, and a lot of noise and a crowded marketplace that has basically eroded the trust and the opportunity that used to exist. It requires that you adapt to this shift. First of all, you understand it, but second of all, you adapt. And the best way to adapt is not through better marketing, right? It's through better being yourself, uncovering why some of those self-sabotage factors have held you back. Some of the market factors have also come to play in there. And then also a lot of the expectations of others and yourself that are causing this business prison that's keeping you from your highest potential and from you living out your purpose and profiting from it at the same time. So once we've unlocked your energetic success advantage using your human design, in that we go through your path code, we go through your program code, we go through your personality code, we go through your power code, we go through your profit code, and then we go to your prosperity code, because this is about more than short-term profits. This is about the contribution that you're here to make and the commerce and community that happens around that for lasting change, for lasting success and lasting peace of mind. All of those codes are informed by your design, but they also shortcut your understanding and embracing of your design so that you don't have to go in to have a deep dive in your human design. The codes will show you these elements, allow you to start embracing and understanding how they work for you, and also the light that they shine into what's been holding you back, and how they can help you cultivate radical self-trust. So you can finally see, this is how I'm designed to be. This is how I'm designed to live without resistance, and how I can grow my business, attract more clients, step into my authority, and grow and build a lucrative business that lights me up. Once you have that energetic success advantage, we move to looking at affinity branding. Every high growth, successful, and lasting personal brand has affinity. And let's talk about what that looks like. Affinity is about awareness. Successful personal brands don't necessarily have a long history. Their success isn't necessarily linear. It's not like, hey, we started this and then we grew over years and we grew over time and then we scaled it and then we were able to have a personal brand that lasts, that get talked about, that get that exponential growth and profit. They aren't built over time anymore. They're built from their affinity. And affinity is something that's earned, it can't be forced, it's natural. It comes from your ability to understand who you are being and how to harness the most of your strengths and talents and gifts. So when we already have an understanding of that from our own energetic success advantage, then we can go and understand how to create affinity naturally, particularly within our own personal brand. There's 4 key elements that make up that affinity branding. The first is awareness. You must have awareness in the market. Now, you don't have to wait to get that awareness when you use your unique energetic success advantage, because it shortcuts a lot of that affinity. You understand who you're here for, what your message is, and how to activate it using the power of online and social media. That doesn't mean you have to be some content machine or YouTube famous, although that will probably be a byproduct of this. But you do need to have awareness, and there's ways to exponentially grow that without spending a fortune on advertising or risking some crazy marketing strategy, right? There's ways to shortcut that by utilizing the power of connection. And the best way you can do that is through understanding your unique energetic success advantage. It's about awareness, it's about authenticity. And the second principle of affinity branding is about authority. And that authority that you have within your market, right? And the best way to create more of that authority is through harnessing your energetic success advantage, and part of that is your power code. And that's your own authority within human design too. It's how you're designed to influence and be influenced, but you want to be stepping into the higher frequency of this so that you're not falling into patterns of self-sabotage, limitations, holding yourself back, or trying to force things to work or manipulate your market, or any of those things that you see that you can immediately feel are off just within the frequency of brands that you come across online. Something just automatically makes you go, that just does not resonate. I want to step away from this dissonance that's been happening from adopting strategies that are forced, that are somebody else's, that are about imitation, right? We're going to move away from that by having our own natural authority, right? Using our power code in human design. It has its foundations within your human design, but I've taken that to decode it into 6 clear success codes that are my 6 essentials of a human design powered business as well, by the way. But these are your opportunity, the 6 key codes to activate your profit potential within business. And when you do that, you have a way to start trusting yourself, because it's all mapped out there, ready to go. Those pillars are all there, utilizing the elements within your design that form the essentials of business success. Now, I haven't just taken what other people say they are. Yes, there'll be commonalities about what you have seen if you've gone deeper into design. The gates within your human design that are in your conscious and unconscious Jupiter are absolutely key influences on your success and prosperity and luck and opportunity within business. So they're key areas to look into, that when we align to the key areas that we need for business and marketing strategy, right? For creating a lasting personal brand that resonates in this current market, right? So we bring all of that together. We're not just looking at your human design in isolation and geeking out on all the amazingness in it, which is easy to do, right? It's great. It's actually activating that and synthesizing it in a way that you can harness for lasting impact in your business. For you to overcome a lot of what's been holding you back, for you to overcome a lot of these limitations, expectation, and the kind of imitation that comes because you're doubting yourself. And as soon as you are imitating somebody else, you're doubting yourself and you're trying to be somebody else, or you're listening to too much of the noise out there, then you're creating dissonance in your own marketing, because you've got dissonance within your mind, right? Your mind is trying to override and make you ignore your unique energetic success advantage. This isn't about getting a better mindset or using the principles of attraction to usher in more good fortune, or like my partner seems to think is a great success strategy, which is buying a lottery ticket. Now, to my logical mind, and my gate 18 that I have twice in my Pluto, that is all about correction and in its shadow being critical, that my gate 18 and my gate 63 really get activated by people who buy lottery tickets. I'm just saying. That is just the way that doubt and the lower form of correction, which is criticizing things and spotting when things are wrong, work. My gate 18 and my gate 63 are totally activated by people who buy lottery tickets and think that that is the key to lasting prosperity. There's no service involved in that. Just wishing, hoping, and praying is not going to get you a life of meaning and the opportunity to have prosperity where you create transformation through your service. You create this win-win with the universe. You're getting to unleash your life's work. You're getting to live out your purpose through your business and create amazing opportunities for others as you do, right? To me, there's no better win. So we want to make sure that we're cultivating self-trust in order for us to step into our unique profit potential. Now, this doesn't just happen because you've got gate 63 or gate 18, right? There's other elements within your design that are going to dictate whether this is coming up for you, as well as some of your openness and your conditioning, the ways that you've been influenced, and just quite frankly, the sheer habit of going to your mind again and again to make decisions will allow this to happen, particularly as a business owner who is getting a lot of streams of information. That happens, right? But now more than ever, we need our uniqueness to overcome this, okay? We need to trust in that differentiation and in that uniqueness. When I did that, my business was easy. The only reason it stopped being easy was I got more information, I trusted myself less, and I also didn't understand some of the other elements at play in my power code, in my personality code, or in my profile, right? As a 5/1, there's a strong projection field, and I didn't understand how to manage that projection field. It didn't mean that I wasn't causing some of those projections. Absolutely, I take radical responsibility for all of my successes and failures because they are determined by me, because I am one willful chick. I am an ego manifester. There's no stronger force of will in human design, really. Well, an ego projector, right? But ego manifester, it is here. And that is part of who I am. And that is how I'm designed to succeed. I just need to use it to create prosperity. And the way I do that is by unlocking my profit potential within my human design success codes. Does that make sense? I don't do it by being determined to stay stuck or determined to sabotage my own results. Or I'm resisting going within and understanding how I can contemplate those shadowier sides of myself, the areas that I am prone to sabotage based on my experience of feeling cast aside, or being in the lower, shadowier expressions of the different definitions of the different gates and characteristics and channels within my design. So this work is so powerful in that way, in that it's not about blaming the market. It's not about blaming your clients. That's what I used to do, right? I used to think, why did they have that success? Or how have they even done that? They don't even know that much, or they're really dumb, or like they messed up, or they're this, or they're that. That gate 18 and the gate 63, it was taken over my business. And it actually sabotaged not only me, but it sabotaged the success of my business. And it's kept me stuck for a long time. And it's only now that I'm trusting my insights, that I'm trusting my knowledge, that I'm trusting my authority, that I can use my energetic success advantage to cultivate self-trust, and radical self-trust at that, where I can trust in my decisions by using my power code, my authority. I can understand how I'm designed to create opportunities that flow without resistance. I can understand what my purpose really is and the areas that can keep it stuck and what I need to do to make the most of those. So when you do that, it creates enormous potential in your business and a real opportunity to get unstuck and out of a lot of this lack of self-trust, because that is what is keeping you stuck in business. It's not about finding a strategy outside of yourself. It's about going within and understanding your profit potential. It's there waiting for you to unlock. And if you want to find out more about how to do that, then make sure you register for my free profit activation session. It is a video where I'm stepping you through those 5 shifts that you need to make to cultivate that radical self-trust and to break through any business plateaus without burnout and without forcing strategies that feel wrong, even if what you've been trying hasn't been working, which I'm hearing from a lot of people that's the case. And just because you've been in business for a long time, it doesn't necessarily mean you're any better at this. A lot of the sabotage can be more embedded and needs to be more unwound, or the same human design, deconditioned. But this method also works if you're relatively new in business and you've had some success, but you're starting to question how to create more lasting success or more consistent cash flow with newer ways of being, with newer ways of cultivating your own personal brand, with newer ways of generating more consistent cash flow through high frequency offers and the right kind of messaging that resonates with your market because it comes from within, not from somebody else, not from expectation or imitation. So make sure you go and watch it, and I'd love to hear what you think. I'll see you next time.